Guess what just happened? A Riddler from like 5 years ago, from a long time, basically half a decade ago, just came back into the scene. He just got reactivated, guys. So let us investigate to what he just posted. Hello everyone, hope you guys are having an amazing day. XRP is around $2.82. We're moving higher, by the way. Look at that. I do feel like, I don't know why, I feel like XRP will hit a new all-time high in the month of October, but then it will just roll over. I guess there's only one way to tell, and that is time ticking. Let time tick on, guys. So look at this beautiful confirmation right off the bat. Let's start it off with a big bang here. Now, guys, you're from part of XRP in the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting. Mr. Poole just got the biggest check mark from Donald Trump. And you think that Donald Trump is not watching these videos, or at least knowing about Mr. Poole and the Riddlers, guys, right? Because he does know about XRP. I'm pretty sure he's had like a wallet before as well, guys. Donald Trump tweeted out, "You are fired" to Jerome Powell, right? The same type of representation from Mr. Poole, guys, the same type of image here, right? A person, an employee with his belongings, and this probably ties into some type of recession. Now remember, Trump cannot fire Jerome Powell just because he wants to, right? There needs to be an actual excuse, guys, for that to happen. But what will it be? Exactly, the record unemployment rise needs to happen, right? And then Trump is like, okay, finally we got an excuse, and then now Jerome Powell has to go, right? Because he ruined everything. So that's the game plan here. It seems like time is coming, and Trump will take charge of the Federal Reserve. So I feel like things are changing, guys, for the better, in my opinion, but a very beautiful confirmation if you ask me. So please like today's video. Thank you. Now, here he is, guys. So 12,000 XRP is posted. Welcome back. Okay, this was 6 days ago. Okay, now the last time he posted a video on this YouTube channel was literally 5 years ago. Okay, which says a storm is coming. Now, from 5 years ago to today, it definitely seemed like a storm, didn't it? Right? Look at all these videos, guys. Now, we're going to be watching this one called Tulip Mania versus XRP, the bubble that never dies. But first, people have mentioned that this Riddler, okay, is actually Ripple Riddler. This person right here, this account. Now, I don't know if this is 100% a fact here. And if it isn't, at least he's a different Riddler that just got activated, okay, after 5 years, maybe even 6 now. So let's go to this video, the Tulip that never dies, Tulip Mania versus XRP. Let's watch this, okay, into seeing what he says here. Now, this is my first time as well watching it, and I'm going to be watching it with you guys, so you guys can get the authentic expression from yours truly, XRVOD. So let's begin. I only watched a very tiny amount in the beginning, but let's go. So right off the bat, he says this is for entertainment purposes only, right? The Riddlers always say this, guys, right? It's never financial advice. Even BG123, if you look at his bio, it's never a financial advice. It's always for entertainment purposes. But behind that entertainment, right? Behind the not financial advice, it's a paradox. It actually is. XRP, look, this is interesting. It is not intended to be used as financial advice, right? But then XRP to be used. That's hilarious, right? XRP will be used, guys, for that new financial system. It's in plain sight.
In the Dutch Republic of the 1600s, wealth was everywhere. Amsterdam's canals carried spices, silks, and treasures from across the world. Merchants dined on exotic fruits, houses gleamed with stained glass and painted portraits. But among all this prosperity, one object of desire rose above gold, silver.
Let's pause right there. So this video seems like AI created, right? And it takes us back to history here, right? And it's going to be teaching us a lesson on what happened back then. So this may tie into Bitcoin, okay?
And land itself, a flower, the tulip. And in the winter of 1637, a single
So the tulip, the flower, became more expensive than a lot of valuable assets. tangible assets. How and why?
And in the winter of 1637, a single bulb was worth more than a house. This is the story of Tulip Mania.
A single bulb was worth more than a house. That reminds you of something. What coin is worth more than a house right now, or to be worth more than a house? Ding, ding, ding. Not XRP, not Ethereum, because they're very relatively cheaper than Bitcoin. It is Bitcoin. Okay, it's worth more than a house, and if it isn't right now, it will be in a not too distant future. And it happened with the Tulip Mania as well. A single bulb worth more than a house. How is that even possible?
A lesson in greed, in faith, and in the riddle of value itself. The tulip was not native to Europe. It came from the Ottoman Empire, carried west along trade routes. With its vibrant colors and rare streaked petals, it was unlike anything Europeans had seen. By the early 1600s, tulips were the fashion of the elite. To own them was to display power, wealth, refinement. But like all obsessions, the hunger...
Oh wait, you know what this reminds me? Right? It was being displayed everywhere, guys, and it represented your wealth, right? Your value. It was basically like, I guess, royalty. This reminded me of toilet papers back in 2020, right? And everyone was going after toilet papers, guys. But obviously it didn't rise, right? It didn't become like the Tulip Mania. But that's how society is, like a pendulum. It's like the energy becomes larger and larger, guys, right? It's like the sheep mentality, right? And asset will just keep ballooning because
refinement. But like all obsessions, the hunger spread downward. By the 1630s, tulip contracts weren't only for the nobility. Sailors, farmers, innkeepers, even servants were gambling on them. And here's the curious part. Many never saw the flowers. They were trading slips of paper, promises of bulbs that might bloom in the spring. The value was not in the flower, but in the belief. At its peak, a single...
The value was not in the flower, right, in itself, but the belief, right? That's literally what cryptos are. You know what Satoshi Nakamoto once upon a time quoted? He was quoted as saying, Bitcoin will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? It's the belief of people. It's the value that people think that these cryptos will bring out. But there's an issue here.
The bulb of the coveted Semper Augustus tulip could fetch the price of a canal house in Amsterdam. Men sold estates, borrowed fortunes, and staked livelihoods on bulbs buried in the earth. Taverns became trading floors. By candlelight, bids were shouted, contracts exchanged. The price of bulbs rose daily, hourly, minute by minute. One contemporary wrote, "The desire to trade tulips spread like the plague, so that everyone sought to buy them, thinking the price could only rise." But here lies the riddle. When everyone believes the value of something can never fall, what happens when someone finally says no?
Which is why Bitcoin will probably rise to 3 to 500K, even a million. It's only when people believe, when every single person believes it will not fall, is when it completely collapses. So it isn't yet. We're not at the top of the bubble.
In February 1637, at a routine auction in Haarlem, the room fell silent. A bulb came up for bid, but no one offered a price. It was small at first, hesitation, uncertainty. But panic spreads faster than desire. Prices tumbled. Merchants who had pledged fortunes were left with worthless slips. Contracts turned to dust. Within days, tulip values collapsed to a fraction of their highs.
Look at that, the rise and the collapse. So we're going to pause right there. We may watch a bit more, but first I want to connect it to Bitcoin here, right? Look at this chart that connects Bitcoin to the tulip. Bitcoin and tulips, you may not like it, you may not see it, it may even provoke you. We have the largest bubble ever, and crypto is the very definition of it. That does not mean that the technology, blockchain, etc. will not change the world. It 100% will, but crypto is a bubble and it will burst. And yes, same for Bitcoin. So whatever comes out of this collapse will reign supreme, which is why you're betting on XRP, right? It's the hedge of all this. So now you gotta, this peak right here needs to be at $1 million. It shows 120K. That's false. I do not believe this, right? This thing probably goes to $1 million and then it does this. Back to like zero, not zero, under a K. That's why I said I'm gonna buy Bitcoin under $1,000, right? That was just my whole thing this whole time that I've been saying. But the Tulip Mania, yeah, it just needs to go like this, guys, right? It just needs to go like this. We haven't reached this phase, by the way, right? This is what you call a parabola. It's almost there, But you see how it just went straight line up? Straight line up means like that, right? So $1 million probably is coming before the collapse, okay? Which is crazy. And by the way, when we're at the top, no one will say we're at the top. Okay, that's how you will know we're at the top. Retail hasn't even entered yet.
A bulb once worth 5,000 guilders couldn't fetch 50. The great flower frenzy ended as suddenly as it began. Strangely, the Dutch Republic did not collapse with it. The country remained wealthy, its merchants still powerful. The world moved on, but the story of Tulip Mania remained, told and retold as a warning.
So yes, the 12,000 XRP guys, this account is warning us of. It's, you know what's interesting? The title says Tulip Mania versus XRP. He didn't really talk about XRP here. He talked about the Tulip Mania, right? And we know the Tulip connects to Bitcoin. So when does XRP come into play? Let's skip a little bit.
Beauty in a petal, trust in a legend. But tulips could not move money across oceans in seconds. Tulips could not bridge currencies or settle debts. Tulips could not change the rails of global finance. The tulip was a flower to be admired. XRP is a river to be crossed.
There it is. So that's how he connected XRP, guys. Okay, it's versus Tulip Mania.
A different tune. History offers its lessons, but never its answers. I leave you with this. When desire blooms faster than reason, beware the flower. When value rests on utility, not beauty, watch the river. And in the flow of time, ask yourself, which one are you holding?
Wow, that was so beautiful. What? That was an amazing video, most definitely, right? A 10 out of 10. He basically gave us a lesson of the incoming collapse, but you holding XRP, you'll make it through the storm while many others won't, right? And during this collapse is when you would wish and want to buy, right? So there's multiple opportunities in the future. Even if we go to 1 million tomorrow, it's going to come back down no matter who says what. Why did Satoshi Nakamoto just give up on Bitcoin when he released it to the world and he's like, oh, I gotta go, see ya? April 23rd, 2011, Saturday, Satoshi Nakamoto. I've moved on to other things. It's in good hands with Gavin, and everyone. I do hope your Bitcoin J continues to be developed into an alternative client. Okay? Look at that. He moved on, guys. Satoshi moved on, but you didn't. Right? Think about that. Think about that, guys. So that's the main meats and potato of the video, guys. So beautiful. It tells us that to be very careful of greed, but we're probably gonna go higher until one day it all bursts. 928s for Mr. Pool. Everything will be judged soon, guys. Okay. The red ball will tip. It's a heavy red ball here, right, compared to all the other weightless balls. This reminds me of Japan. Could it be the trigger? Who knows? This isn't financial advice, so let us wait and see. But prepare for the end. But it's SOFI's amazingness. See ya.